For our next discussion, there's been an interesting twist in the way it's been described. So if you were to look in the app, you would see that our next discussion on AI unicorns and how to build a magnetic product is posited to talk about what it is that creates user engagement and stickiness. But I just had the luxury of having a quick chat with our moderator, David Rowan, founding editor-in-chief of Wired UK, and our guest, co-founder and chief product officer at Picsart, Dr. Mikayel Vardanyan. And they're actually going to be touching on some really challenging topical issues. What does AI mean for creativity, particularly in the visual arts? What are the implications for intellectual property? And these are some of the biggest questions around the applications, the upsides, and the potential risks of AI today. So I'm very excited for this one, and with that, let's welcome our moderator and our guest to the stage, David Rowan, founding editor-in-chief of Wired, and Dr. Mikayel Vardanyan of Picsart.
If you've looked at a photo today on your phone, there's a very good chance it will have passed through the improvement algorithms of Picsart. Picsart is a 13-year-old company out of Armenia, a unicorn that's claiming to be the world's #1 AI-powered creative platform, and it's got the numbers to prove it. 2 billion downloads, more than 150 million monthly users, many algorithms working together to improve the creativity of your photos. And I'm going to talk to Mikayel partly about how to build a compelling, sticky product, but partly about this theme which is everywhere at Expand North Star, which is this AI transformation and how it's affecting things. But let's start, Mikayel, with after 13 years, which is an incredibly long time in digital platforms, in consumer-facing products. What is it that you think you've learned that's kept Picsart top of its game?
Yeah, thanks, David. Great to meet you again on this stage. And thanks to our all users in United Arab Emirates, because we have 500,000 monthly active users in UAE.
Wow.
It's almost like 5% of population. So thanks for our users here, and great to see you again this year. What we learned many things, and we are still learning on a daily basis, because there are many challenges, and we're constantly fighting, winning, learning. One thing, it was clear throughout all those years that our mission and our vision proved to be true. So we tried to make creativity accessible to everyone, not only professionals, throughout all these years. And we learned that it was working from the first day when we introduced our very simple application, and it starts growing organically on Android platform. And over the years, we learned it's about making it more and more accessible and adapting and utilizing all the available technologies and methods to get closer to our vision. We're very fast in terms of releasing constantly new stuff throughout all these 13 years, almost on a bi-weekly basis, and we still keep doing it. At the same time, we're utilizing all the available technologies over those years and trying to solve the problems for our users by utilizing those, which proved to be working very good for us.
And the evolving technology that everybody's talking about now is generative AI. How can you keep up with the speed of innovation to make sure that the Picsart consumer product is competing with the best? How are you using generative AI?
Yeah, first of all, we were already in AI, non-generative AI, since 2016-17, when we introduced our first AI-based filters at that time. And we knew that it's coming. We haven't predicted when it will come and how fast it will accelerate, but we knew that it's coming. So that's when we built our team with AI scientists, that's when we started to work on AI. With Gen AI, we were one of the first consumer platform who introduced our first Gen AI-based products into 2022. And since then, we were rapidly evolving around Gen AI, and we already have been released, I believe, 20 tools, 20 AI-based tools, including most of them are Gen AI-based over these 2 years, and we still keep doing it. At the same time, we, besides being consumer platform, we also decided, okay, it's time now to help not only consumers who need our platform for fun use cases, but also let's help them evolve with us and solve their business problems. So that's when we started to make our platform available and accessible for businesses and started to utilize Gen AI to solve the same problems better and faster than we have been doing previously.
And yet, there's a dilemma. You say the mission of Picsart is to empower everybody to be creative, but AI automates a lot of those human gifts. To what extent do you see the human being passed over as the algorithm decides how the picture should look, creates that visual magic?
Yeah, it's good question coming up every time I'm speaking at every stage. So for the record, we see Gen AI as a tool, not a replacement, first of all. And we see it as a tool which helps everyone to be non-professional and be creative faster and better than before without Gen AI tool. We see that it, of course, will replace certain routine stuff, but it will allow to do something else as a replacement for the same people. And we see that it's inevitable, it's already here, you just need to utilize it, to learn how to utilize for your own needs and move forward. And yeah, it's so far we have seen that people still are not happy with complete Gen AI generated stuff in most of the cases, and you still require post editing, you still require improving the overall flow because it's not about creative, it's about workflow to be improved, including the creative generation. So we see that it's just automated one phase of this overall creativity flow, workflow, but it's still many things you need to do manually and many things you should learn to do properly.
What about the risk that people who make their living being creative, photographers, artists, are finding their work being taken by an AI and commodified? There's a lot of concern about the loss of copyright as apps like Picsart help people mix different sets of images together to create a new image. How do you make sure you are not pulling the rug from people in the creative class?
Yes, first of all, with every new technology, those questions are coming up, and there's good things you can do with the technology. There are always bad things you can do, but we always try to focus on good things and try to understand how to help people to be more productive, to be more creative with those technologies. For the people who are in a photography space or where you doing something else, it's the same like with introduction of the smartphones, right? Before that, there was more necessity for photographers because you had very professional cameras and it was not for everyone.
But that's the
and
tools being put into everybody's hands. What's happening here is the original work is being taken by the AI and used to create new derivative
I
works.
still do not see it that way because we still need professional content, and you see Getty Image and other platforms still doing that, and it's going fine. You still need clean content to train your models on, and that was one of the reasons we partnered with the Getty Image in order to train and have this copyright-free content for your models. So I believe it's still not a problem for the photographers. Another thing, most of the platforms, including ourselves, we try to identify this kind of content and try to make it clear. This is AI-generated content. This is not AI-generated content. The same way like Facebook and other big players right now started to label it, started to use AI to filter this kind of content, and also utilize the manual curation for the same reasons. And all of this we are doing ourselves in order to make sure it's at least clear what is being done by AI versus not, and how you can use it and for what you can use it.
If you are a technology platform that's enabling AI to be used at scale, you also know that there are going to be unethical uses of that AI. There are going to be people creating deepfake images. There are going to be people creating images designed to shame people, designed to distort elections. To what extent do you think Picsart, as the enabler, as the platform, has a responsibility for the ethical use of your tools?
As I've mentioned during the previous question, we always have been trying to filter and moderate the content in order to minimize the risk. And we still are doing it, and we're still investing in improving our AI tools, which filtering this kind of content, as well as combining our AI tools with the manual curation. Are we able to limit it completely? No, of course. And over the years, we have seen, even before Gen AI, there were always this kind of questions coming up with all the platforms which had a content and which were content based. The same I see here. The tools will be evolving, will better understand how to minimize this kind of content. We won't manage to completely eliminate it, but it will become more manageable over the years, the same way like as technology is getting mature and mature.
I'm curious to know how you, as the Picsart team, are using AI inside the company to create more efficiencies, to change what it means to be a growth company. I remember you've been growing a lot. At one stage, I think there were about 1,200 people around the world working for Picsart. Talk us through how AI has changed how you operate as a team.
Yes, so we always were looking at problems, first of all solving our users' problems by utilizing the technology. The second, how we can solve our problems as a company to be much more efficient and fast. With the introduction of Gen AI, we saw that the space is moving super fast, and we need to adapt, and we need to do something ourselves as a company to compete with the other players to grow within our market. So we started to look at it more seriously and understood, okay, these are the things we can automate with the help of AI. These are the things we can do faster, and the same people can utilize those tools to do much faster than they were doing before, and look at it that way. So right now, AI is essential part in everything we do within the company, starting from customer support till the development, how we do peer reviews, how we generate certain things in terms of code. So it's everywhere, and we try to make sure that all our employees utilizing it to be better and faster, because right now it's completely the speed game in our space, and if you are fast, you will win. If you are slow, it will be really hard, because competing based on technology is not actual anymore.
And if you are automating tasks inside the company wherever you can, what's the head count today? How many people work for Picsart now?
We currently half of what we have been at our highest point,
Half
half of the company.
down to about 600 people.
Yeah, 600 plus. We are super fast right now and keep doing things much faster than before and introducing new products much faster.
Let's get this right. AI has helped you halve the headcount of the business.
It's not pure AI, of course. Probably 20%, 25% is thanks to AI and automating certain processes and certain ways we were used to work.
How does your team that's still working there feel when they know that there's a very good chance that AI could be coming for their job next?
It's with everything. We're super clear that you need either to utilize this to be much more efficient and productive, or someday if you push back, you will be out of business and you will be out of the market. It is not only about us, but it's across the industry and across many companies. So that's why I believe the people we currently have with us are the people who manage to utilize it for their needs to be more productive and efficient. And we see that moving forward, we will keep scaling the team size, but less people will be doing much more that we have used to do before the Gen AI especially.
You're in the front line of this transformation. Generative AI is working on writing, on video generation, on image creation. So you're seeing things that other sorts of businesses will be seeing soon. So based on what you've seen and what you've experienced, how should the rest of us think about AI in our businesses?
How I do see it and how we see it, overall we have seen that it's not a certain hype or buzz, right? It will stay for a long time and it's already revolutionized the stuff the same way like electricity basically. So we see it will be essential part of every industry and it's already part of most of the industry that it's helping there. Another thing we see that it's not completely resolve everything and there are still many things to work on, still many things are non-optimized, still many things are not so efficient cost-wise. So it's not completely replacing something that we have been doing before, but it's more helping, and that's why every industry should utilize it as an additional tool, very radically different tool they have used before to help them to achieve their goals faster and better, and also at the first place solving their users' problem, basically. That's how we see it.
Last question. Mikayel, you're in charge of product in a super successful $1.3 billion company. In 30 seconds, give us one lesson if we want our products to be stickier, more compelling, more repeatable to our customers.
Release faster. So keep your users excited about new things coming fast and helping them solve their problems better. Because users are excited to see everything new and they constantly expecting from you to move. I believe that's what helped us so far, number one thing to be in the market.
And use AI to help you release faster.
Yes, AI right now, but it was always something which helped us. We were always releasing something, whether it was AI, generative AI, or any other technology which was available at that time.
This is the moment from Picsart. Please can we thank Mikayel Vardanyan.
Thank you, David.